Let me ask you a question. Have you ever made a New Year's resolution and then not followed through with it? I think maybe pretty much every person on the planet is embarked on this. The most common one is January the 1st, new year, new me. By July, I'll be, my beach bronze body ready for Spain or whatever to go on holiday. But the problem is, January is the most busy month of the year for gyms. February is the most quietest. And the reason for that is that if you think about your brain and you separate it into two camps, consciousness and subconscious. So the consciousness is awareness when you're thinking about something. The subconscious is everything that sits beneath that awareness that you're not aware of. There's a theory, and it differs depending on which book you read, that up to only 5% of what goes on in our brain is consciousness, which leaves 95% which runs subconsciously, which beneath the awareness. Now, there's a saying that we often use in NLP, an analogy which I think is great, that the conscious brain is the goal setter. So with my conscious brain, I think, right, January the 1st, that's it now. Sort my diet out, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, and I'm going to work really hard, and then in July, I'm going to reap all the rewards and benefits of that. But if the conscious brain is the goal setter, the subconscious is what we call the goal getter. And if you don't get alignment between those two, if those aren't pointing in the same direction, 95% will always beat 5% at anything. So often what we do is we make these goals because we think we should do consciously. But what we don't really examine is if it's what we actually want at a very deep subconscious level. And actually, when you start to get alignment between that 95 and that 5, imagine 2 arrows that are pointing in the same direction. When you get 5% and 95% pointing in the same direction, incredible things happen for humans. They start to knock their goals clean out of the park. But if you've got 5% pointing in that direction and 95% off on that direction, then it's going to be torturously hard, if not impossible, to ever get and achieve your goals. So one of the things that I always say to my clients is we need to figure out whether this is something that you actually really want, or is this just something that you think you should do? Is it something that you really, really intently believe and you want to make your reality, or is it something that, on January the 1st, you're not quite happy with your waistline, so you're going to set a goal, which more than likely will be out the window 3 weeks later by the end of January. So alignment of the minds is where goals are achieved. And I think if more people focused on what goes on beneath their awareness, they could figure out how to get those two together at 5 and 95%.